Good afternoon. I'm Jean Fadigan. I am the Executive Director of Sister Jose Women's Center. Welcome to our spring event. We're delighted to have you join us, and we hope you enjoy the event and certainly the silent auction. This year has been kind of hard because we, like you, have had to quarantine and be part of a pandemic. And so a year ago, we had to change our day program and our night program to meet the demands of the homeless, but also to keep everyone safe. So following CDC guidelines, we had to stop our night program for a couple of months. I'm pleased to say, back up and running. We are following CDC guidelines with all of our women. Knock on wood, we have been very lucky not to have an excessive number of COVID. Because of the pandemic, so many of our agencies had to stop coming within the center. They're beginning to come again. So this is all about the hope for the future, where we are going from day to day forward. We're slowly opening up the day program. Women can always come and get food. They can get clothing. They can take a shower, do a load of laundry. All of those things we've always done, they're able to do so again. We just separate them out so that they are socially distanced. Anyone who comes to the property, of course, will wear a mask. But the exciting thing is that Easter Seals has arrived. They are here to do job training. They are here to do housing. They are here to assist the women in any way that they can. El Rio Health Center, as you will hear, has been here for the past year, right with us as partners. We're so grateful to the agencies within the community who have really helped us to begin to move forward. I want to talk about the women for just a moment to tell you how grateful they are for all of your support and help. This morning, I had someone who came, and I was so grateful because I got a phone call to say this woman says she has to find you. And so I met her at the door, and she was very confused. And I was so grateful because she knew to come here for help. We were able to help her. We were able to get her out via ambulance to the right hospital. But the thing I want you to know is how important it is that she knew to come here for help. I can't do this. None of us can do this without your support and your help. Our day program is going to pick up. We're going to continue with our training programs. And this year will be all about meeting the needs of the women and the things that we need to do to help them find a way forward to a more sustainable living. So please join us. Please come visit. Come for a tour. Come to say hello. Would love to see you, love to show you what we have and how we are making a difference in this community with your support and help. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shelley Watson. I'm the Vice President for the board here at Sister Jose Women's Center. I'm so privileged to serve on this board and to represent the community as we all come together to assist vulnerable and marginalized women. Sister Jose brings together all cultures, all faiths, all creeds in order to carry out our mission, and it's truly a community-centered organization. As you all know, we've got a small but a very mighty staff, and we salute them for their tireless dedication to our mission. But we couldn't serve anywhere near the number of women that we do or have the impact that we do in the community without the hundreds of amazing volunteers and the thousands of generous donors that we have. And on behalf of the entire board, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do and for the force multiplier that you provide to our small staff and board. You know, Mother's Day is right around the corner, and it's a special time of year when we all tend to think about those special women in our life, either past or present, who have really made an impact in our lives. And Sister Jose salutes all of those women, and we seek to provide a supportive environment for women of all ages who, for one reason or another, don't have that support system of their own. Thank you for letting us do that. We look forward to getting together with you in person when the time is right and we can do that. But for now, we're so grateful that you're here virtually with us, and we thank you for making a difference in the lives of homeless women in our community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Liz Pocock, and I'm the CEO of Startup Tucson. I'm honored to be a part of the Sister Jose's Board of Directors. I joined the board a little over a year ago in the midst of COVID. Shelley asked me to join the Board of Directors last spring. What I was surprised about was that I had actually never heard of Sister Jose's. I didn't realize what they were doing for our community. I didn't realize how many women they help serve and support that were on the streets every day. Jean and her team really welcome these women in with open arms. There's no judgment. They're allowed to ask questions and feel safe and feel supported in whatever their next steps of their journey might be. The services that Sister Jose's provides, both on site in the immediate moment that these women seek support, and also long-term, is really very valuable for our community. We thank you today for supporting Sister Jose's in our work that we're doing now and for the work that we will be able to do in the future.
Welcome to this celebration of high tea on Mother's Day, which is coming up very, very soon for us all. We are grateful especially for our own mothers, living and deceased. Lord, we give you thanks and praise for the ways you have blessed us, for the ways in which you have blessed Sister Jose's Women's Centre, for all who ministered there, and for the gift of your mothering love through sisters serving sisters. Continue to bless us with generosity of mind and heart. We ask these blessings to the God of creation and all the prophets and all the holy ones of our respective faith traditions. Amen.
We've been living in a bubble for the last year. Our bubble of our closest friends, family, people we trust, people we feel safe with. But the truth is, we often live in a bubble. Even without the pandemic, we tend to stay with the people we trust, the people we feel safe with. And the question is, do we stop and look outside our bubble? So I think about Moses and that famous story. And the really surprising thing is not that the bush was burning and not consumed. The surprising thing was that Moses stopped and looked. He stopped and took enough time to notice that something was happening outside of his bubble. And I'm reminded also of one of the most famous lines in the Jewish and Christian tradition. It comes from the book of Deuteronomy, from the Hebrew Scriptures, when Moses says, "And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your might." Jesus then also quotes this. He adds one other way of loving God. But what I'm interested in right now is, what does it mean with all your might? Our rabbis asked this question, and what they said is that we love God with our heart and soul, and also with everything we have, our might, our stuff, our resources. And so, as we consider the work that Sister Jose's Women's Shelter does, and we consider whether we're going to stay in our own bubble or whether we're going to look out beyond and see that the bush is burning. There are people in need.
And if we are not the ones to help, well, who are we? So I invite you to continue to extend your generosity to Sister Jose, to keep looking outside your own bubble of comfort, and consider those who might not be seen by many in our culture. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Amen.
Hello, I'm Aida Samuel, board member and volunteer at Sister Jose's Women's Center. In our new world, everything has gone virtual. So why don't you join me? Let's take a walk together and get a glimpse of a day in the life at Sister Jose's Women's Center. Let's take a walk. Okay, so our day begins here at the front door about 9 o'clock in the morning. The volunteers have been getting ready with the food and the items they'll be giving away. Our ladies have been gathering outside. Unlike the 21 ladies who spent the night, these ladies are coming in to hopefully grab some food, some clothing, maybe take a shower. So they've been standing in line. You know, the nights can still be cold. The days are getting warmer, but the nights are cold. So these ladies are looking forward to coming here to the center and being greeted by a volunteer that probably knows their name, knows their story, and just to be greeted with a warm smile. So once the ladies come in, they come in here into what we call the gathering room. Before the pandemic, this was actually a gathering room. It would be filled with the women who come off the streets, and they would have a chance to sit, eat, and have a sense of community. Of course, with the pandemic, we have to follow all the protocols. So you see that it's empty. We have a few women that come in. But this is a very special gathering place. This is what Sister Jose is all about providing these women a sense of community, to be able to come off the streets and sit and visit, recompose themselves, gather themselves, and know that there's someone here that is welcoming into a safe environment. Before the pandemic, we would average about 215 women a day. At the peak the pandemic hit, we were down to about 30 women. It is now slowly coming back, and we see more and more women coming off the streets and joining us here at the center. So here is the wonderful commercial kitchen where all the meals are prepared. So the women come in and we want them to have a sense of home. And there's nothing like coming in and smelling food being prepared for you. Our volunteers are hard at work preparing the meals that will be handed out. Those hot meals that I talked about, 1,315 meals in just 1 month. During the pandemic, 83% of our volunteers had to step back. It was a very difficult time. We all had to worry about staying safe, keeping our volunteers safe, keeping the women safe. Now, with increased vaccinations, we see the volunteers coming back. Just the other day, one of them came back and said, I finally got my second shot and I'm back and I really miss being here. Imagine what that means to a woman out in the street, to have a volunteer that says, I miss seeing you. I'm glad to be back. Welcome. We couldn't do it without our volunteers, and I know you will be hearing from them. All right, so here we are still in our gathering room. As you can see behind me, we have this wonderful display of Sister Jose, our namesake for the center. And I think she will be so pleased to know that we are still taking care of the women. One of the ladies that is here with me is Rachel Moreno. She is an intern getting her master's in social work, and she can tell us a little bit about her experience here volunteering at Sister Jose's. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, how's it going? I'm here. This is actually my last day. I'm completing my master's in social work internship here. I started last September, and everyone's been really great to accommodate me and everything, especially during the pandemic. It's definitely been challenging for everyone. And so my time here has basically been kind of walking around and making sure, or seeing how I can help in any way. I do anything that the volunteers do, so that would be getting clothing, handing out food, helping with the showers and laundry. And then also anytime when a woman has had a traumatic experience, maybe the night before, that's an opportunity as a social worker that I can go and just basically listen to the women. That's really the most important thing, is just to listen. Some of these women, they haven't been given a chance to tell their stories, and this is because most people, they don't entirely understand, or they're afraid, or something that's just a little, these women are sometimes misunderstood, and so sometimes just listening to their stories really does make a difference. And then on top of that, just the way we all show up here, just regardless of all collaborating and collectively showing up, and keeping the doors open for Sister Jose's, and so they have a safe environment to come to, and it's stable. It's something they can count on every single day, which is awesome.
That's great, Rachel. Thank you so much. And really, we couldn't do it without our volunteers and our interns. And you're absolutely right. It's all about showing up, being here every day, so that these women know there will be someone there tomorrow. I can make it through the night. I can make it through the day, because tomorrow there will be someone there, someone like Rachel.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Rachel. All the best to you.
Thank you.
One of the things that we talk about is, how do we move forward? We know that there are at least 13 women that are ready to be housed, and 5 more are getting ready. So we know that the journey continues. And with your help, with this wonderful Tucson community, we can make it happen. It is you, it is the volunteers, the interns, the staff that makes it all happen. So we will start a new day with a new hope, with a new goal to keep the journey going. And we know that with your help, we can make it happen. Thank you, the Tucson community. Thank you to our donors, our volunteers, our staff. It will be a new day for a new woman at Sister Jose's Women's Center.
Hi, I'm Steve Toffel. I'm a member of the board, and I'm also in the construction industry. I've been passionate about affordable housing and homelessness, and my business has been involved in that for 30 years. So my chance to serve Sister Jose and be on the board, it was a dream come true, and I've truly enjoyed that experience. I totally support the mission of Sister Jose, which is to welcome single homeless women with love and with caring and providing a safe environment for them. One of the things that's been really difficult, of course, is the COVID virus and the impact it's had on everyone, and especially our operation. We were sleeping 36 ladies a night, and with the COVID virus, we had to go to none for quite a while. And then we were able to establish a procedure for bringing in less women. And as you can see behind me, we've converted this room to a divided area. You can see down, we've set up 10-foot squares, so we provide social distancing. The barriers provide a safe environment for the ladies to sleep. And so, but we're limited now to just 20 ladies instead of the 36 that we were at. So one of the things that we want to do is to expand this capacity. And we're going to do it by removing that wall behind me, where we have basically extra storeroom, and we're going to convert that to additional sleeping areas. It'll be very similar to this in terms of the design and the painting and the environment. The other problem we've had is that we have evaporative cooling in this room, and in the summer that does not work very well. So we've decided to convert that evaporative cooling as a part of this expansion to air conditioning. And so we will not only be able to expand our capacity, and we believe we'll be able to get back up to 36 ladies a night, and then as the pandemic winds down, we can begin to approach even up to 50, although that number is still up in the air. The expansion is being financed through a grant with the county, in addition to private funds. So it's been a real blessing for us to be able to proceed along. We anticipate starting that project by the middle of May probably, and it'll take about 2 or 3 months. Because of the additional electrical load that we're going to incur by adding air conditioning, We have also been able to secure a grant from the City of Tucson to provide solar power in the form of carports in our parking area. Thank you, and thank you very much for attending our event, and I look forward to eventually seeing you all in person next year.
Sister Jose's Women's Center, what a success story. I'm with the Connie Hillman Family Foundation. Connie was a quiet and reserved person in Tucson, but when she decided that she would like to have a foundation, we discussed what were her areas that she wanted to help and support. And the area of women and children was right up at the top of the list and is the Hillman Foundation's priorities. I first heard about Sister Jose when Jean Fettigan came to our Rotary Club and gave the program. I was so impressed with her dedication and what she'd been able to accomplish in such quick order. And then I heard about their expanding their services. I went down and had a tour with Jean and looked and saw the operation, saw the wonderful volunteers that they had that were just doing so much work for people that had immediate needs. The Connie Hillman Family Foundation likes challenge grants, so we sought out Sister Jose for a challenge grant because of the wonderful things that they do. So what's not to like about Sister Jose and having a challenge grant with them? They're a winner, and we want to support winners. Thank you.
So my name is Kelly Stefanski, and I have been a volunteer at Sister Jose's for just over 3 years. I was introduced to Sister Jose's by one of the illustrious volunteers, Charlotte, who kind of enticed me to come over here from Casa Maria, where I was volunteering for 2 years. I've been asked many times, why do I volunteer at Sister Jose's? People accuse me of living here. Because I do spend that much time here. And I will tell you that I have been so blessed, and I'm a person who is very grateful for those blessings. And I feel as though if I can just have one connection with a guest, if I can make a difference and provide a smile, and in my case, a hot meal, because as most of you know, I oversee the kitchen operation here at Sister Jose's. I think Laura titled my position a kitchen coordinator, if you will. The pay is great, and that's what I tell people. I am paid in thank yous and hugs and fist bumps, and there is nothing that brings me more joy than to have a guest or someone here at the center say that the meal was fantastic and that it warmed their heart and their tummy at the same time.
I grew up in a family that believed in giving back to the community. What the community gives you, you reap, you share, you give back to the community. It's a wonderful opportunity. The women here are near and dear to my heart. Pandemic hit, we went from 250 volunteers to 9. 9 of us were able to keep this place kind of afloat, doors never closed. We're pretty proud of that accomplishment that we were able to serve the women of the community.
My main reason for coming is the way the people here treat me and respect me and talk to me. And I'm from the 50s, and we didn't get a lot of self-respect in those days, and I didn't feel like I had a voice. But here I realized that these ladies were looking to me for help. And I had to search within myself where I was going to get this information to give to them or how to help them. And so I finally figured out that it's just what's inside of my heart and the smiles that, I give them each day. And they feel comfortable with me, and I feel comfortable here. I feel like I'm doing a great service. They're helping me as much as I'm helping them.
Hi, I'm Eric Carr. I'm co-founder of the Taproot Alliance, a collective of artists, poets, therapists, ministers, and assorted people who create modern, meaningful ritual for people and organizations going through change. I'm going to be doing a mindfulness practice based on the tea ceremony later today for the people who have signed up. And you may be wondering, what does this have to do with Sister Jose? It's a good question. In tea culture, in both Chinese and Japanese tea culture and tea ceremonies, the guest takes center stage. It's all about the sacrament of hospitality, treating the guest as a sacred guest, an honored person to be there, treating them with dignity, treating them with respect, and treating them with care. That's what Sister Jose does every day, day in, day out, even in the middle of a pandemic, treating people with dignity and care, but not just treating people with dignity and care, but treating the most underserved people there are, the people on the fringes, the women who have no other safe place to go in Tucson. Just like we create a sense of safety and belonging and calm in tea ceremony, that's what Sister Jose does to hundreds of women, constantly providing a safe place where they can become grounded, where they can have safety, where they can have shelter, but above all, where they're treated with dignity as a human being. We so appreciate you supporting them, and these are the reasons we support Sister Jose and all of the work that they do in Tucson. We're so grateful that you're here, and I hope you'll join us later today after this wonderful gala for a mindfulness practice based on the tea ceremony, where we can nourish you. One of the things that we do in tea is we always save a little room in the cup so that we can put our heart into the tea. That's what Sister Jose does as well. They put their heart into everything they do. I had the privilege a couple of years ago to tour Sister Jose with my friend Julie, who works there. She is someone that I've known for over a decade, and I knew that whatever she was involved in had to be a great project. Sure enough, when I visited, I was blown away by the care, by the compassion, and the justice, and the heart that was put into every part of Sister Jose, and also every person that worked there and came and benefited from Sister Jose. It's such an important part of our community, and I'm so grateful that you are all here supporting it with us. Thank you for everything you do to support Tucson and everything you do to support the Women's Center. I hope you join me soon afterward for your own ritual, which we'll enjoy together with a cup of tea made specially for you who are participating. And even if you can't participate, I wish you health, I wish you joy, and I wish you a life of goodness.
I've been around Sister Jose's for at least 10 years, and this is a place that I always come back to whenever I have a problem or whenever I don't have housing. And they've been very good to me. And the thing that's most important, that you can always talk to them, and I can bring my lovable pets. This is my third dog, this is Pua, and they're always welcome as long as you don't let them get out of control. So as far as Sister Jose's come, I know I always have a place to come back to.
These people here welcomed me with open arms. They never judged me. They have given me clothing, which I didn't have any of. I have been able food, showers. They accept anyone here. People with animals are welcome here, and they are treated with kindness and care. I've never felt more safe in my life, and I wouldn't know what to do without them.
I had been coming to Sister Jose's for a while for sack lunches, and they were always very kind to me. And when I recently became homeless again, I was sleeping on a church property. They were nice, but it was very cold outside. And I remembered Sister Jose's would help out if you came. so much love for the Sister Jose's. I really don't know where I'd be if I didn't come here.
I'm going to tell one story. It's about a woman who appeared at our door, and this is a success story. A woman who appeared at our door and literally said, "Do you know me? Can you help me?" She had had a traumatic brain injury. She had lost her memory. And so we offered her a place to come in. We began to work with her. And over time, she began to build a little trust. She knows that this is a safe place. So she would come each day, and each day she would say, "Do you know me?" And we would always say, "Yes, come in, let's work with you today." And over time, that trust began to build. It was about 2 months into her stopping by and coming to see us that a young man appeared at my door and wanted to know if his mother was here. He had flown from Georgia all the way to Tucson because he had gotten word that his mother, whom he had not seen in a while, was here. It took us a while to convince her because she thought her children were dead. And it took a while to convince her to go to the door. But one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen is his smile in her smile. 1 month later, this young man, who's an extraordinary young man, has moved from Georgia, and he and his mom are finding a place to live together. She will become enrolled with one of our partners to go through classes to help her make those connections that she needs to make so that she can live a more sustainable life. That's a wonderful story. And I wish I could say that every woman is going to end with that kind of story. They're not. But we're here. And we're going to stay here with your help and with your ability to support us and help us. We will be here for the next woman, and the next, and the next, until we have no more need. Thank you.
Do angels speak from every bush? Was that holy fire for one place, one purpose, or might it happen, could it happen everywhere? Maybe angels still speak louder, clearer, telling us to take off our shoes, for the very earth is holy. Telling us of a God who has talked with our ancestors, those who walked behind us speaking old wisdom we tend to forget. But most of all, these living flames speak of affliction. They spark forth in suffering, roused by the pains of all things of a suffering people. They call to the work of deliverance through the one body of one who will listen to this voice, who will turn aside to gaze on holy flames.